Everybody, clearing. Okay, so let's get into where are the counterparts at regarding the connection at this time, and what advice can we see for that? Also, what have the counterparts healed, just for some encouragement that has allowed them to connect in this now moment, in this space. So where is the collective at? What can we see for where the feminine's on the left, masculine's on the right? Current connectivity and future potentials. Okay, communication is in the connective space here. This is absolutely beautiful, actually. So I'm just going to start there. The Knight of Swords is a card of communication. So let's pull some clarifiers on this. We'll get advice first. So what can we see for communication from the masculines? Some advice for the masculines. Oh, that one did want to come out. Seal of indivisible vision, psychic vision, hidden meanings, and dream reading. So the masculines might have been dreaming about their feminine at this time. This is also the deeper spiritual, energetic knowing. So it's not so surface level anymore. They are feeling you while communicating. The energetic aspect, the intangible aspects of the connection are coming to life. They are not unnoticeable anymore. They can't stuff them down or deny. There are some obvious signs. I just heard telepathy even. And confirmations in real time. So the masculine's psychic abilities are up-leveling, and these connections are helping them see that it's not just the mundane, the 3D that promotes the chemistry here. They are seeing through communicating at a distance in these connections. However they are organizing, it is showing your divine counterpart more about the fabric of reality and the different dimensions, the different layers. What can we see for the feminine's advice during communication? Adventure, exploration, and discovery. This is just talking about you, divine feminines, being this brave soul in the world, doing you, having your own adventures, but also treating communication like an adventure, that you don't have an agenda. So it's like what will come to be in communication. You're just here for it. You're more curious what will transpire than what already is, or what your ego fears, or what you need to have happen. It's a very open curiosity. Okay, so for the masculines, we have poised on the verge of life purpose, deeper meaning to their lives. What can we see for that? Temple of perfected essence, divinity, honor, responsibility, and humility. So there's something that you've shown your divine counterpart, that when they humble themselves, when they really embrace it, they know they learned it from you. And so divine masculines, your divine counterpart does go hand in hand with your greatest purpose. And this humility that you're learning with this connection, with your gifts, I just heard receiving compliments, believing your feminine knows your energy, letting it sink in, what your feminine has reflected to you about yourself. That is all part of you seeing yourself accurately in your life purpose, in the context of that. So let's see. Divinity, honor, responsibility. Because it's such an honor, it is your sacred responsibility to fulfill your higher timelines if you so choose. Of course, there's free will. But once you see something in a higher light, you won't be satiated unless you go towards that thing. It takes a great deal of stubborn energy to forever resist the honor it is to be a conscious being. And yes, you do have greater responsibility, but it won't be satiating unless you explore it. What can we see for the feminines? We have the sun here in the reverse for the feminines, so they don't quite see everything. I like that because they're treating communication as an adventure. So divine masculines, your feminine does not have an agenda for communicating at this time. They are just literally present for the first time, not assuming what will be, but up for the challenge, up for the adventure, up for the exploration of what will be. So what can we get for advice regarding this stance for the feminines at this time? Prism of existence, separation, extension, independence and identity. This is one of my twin flame cards, so sovereignty and union space. This is an extension of each other. So we bring two parts of the puzzle. We bring complementary polarization to the dynamic. It's like a two-headed monster that can devour even more opportunity and experience and wisdom and feed it all into a shared data bank. That's the twin next level super being. These imaginal cell relationships where we are harmonious and not at odds. That is the new template. So divine feminines, you are attuning to that by surrendering control and letting what is be there, letting both sides of the dynamic be valid and authentic and allowing for choice. So I'm getting that feeling of not wanting to sell, not wanting to convince the masculines to show up. There is a deep and beautiful allowance and curiosity about what your opinions are, divine masculine, about what your wisdom is, about what you feel in these connections. Okay, so let's see what, okay, the last card we have is Six of Swords, internal progress. So I feel like because there's communication here, that whether that's in the energetics, in the 5D, or whether that is in the material realm, take it how it resonates for your connection. There is internal process or progress happening after this catalyzing period of time. So food for thought, basically. We are getting an ability to shift the consciousness for the positive internally within each counterpart. So let's see what the masculines will be dealing with in that regard. Oh, Temple of Celestial Revelation. So there's something about the higher realms, angelic assistance, truth, salvation, and majesty. So higher truths are going to be coming in for the divine masculines, and I feel like that is the energetic downloads that will start to show new life purpose emerging, the more deeply fulfilling, abundant timelines that are being accessed here, and they are coming from the higher realms. So there's a humbling, divine masculines, where you are desiring to go higher in your life because you want to emulate something otherworldly, something larger than mundane life, something bigger than the broken human paradigms, the survival templates. You are starting to see that there is something otherworldly about this connection, and it's more enchanting, I just heard, than you first suspected, and more magical, more miraculous, more I heard addicting than boring life. And so yes, piqued curiosity, but this is next level stuff. What can we see for the feminine's internal progress? Because, wow, so many came out. 3. All right, we'll take Seal of Venus, elemental magic, self-love, and protection. So I'm just getting for feminines that the divine feminines have realized that when they are not putting more out there, giving too much, assuming, presuming too much, that is its own reward. You don't get ahead of yourself, you don't get overly emotional, you don't get hurt feelings, you don't get let down. You are exhilarated. It is a much more harmonious approach than trying to shoulder the opinions and direction for the connection. So you take yourself out of harm's way when you only desire to have things unfold naturally. So this is mental progress, that you don't have to orchestrate everything as a go-between. In this card, there's a little kid going between the polarities, the father and the mother, the masculine and the feminine, and having to adult too young and coordinate. That is what I'm seeing. So divine feminines have realized they've stopped micromanaging between and acting as the liaison between themselves and the masculine, and now just allowing what is to be. So love, innocence, and reverence. Divine feminines are actually falling in love with the masculines for their masculine way, for their masculinity, for their provision, for their aspects, for their protection, logic, stability, reason, groundedness. There's a reverence. The heart is awake. So divine feminines are seeing the masculine's wisdom and the masculine's way. Oh my gosh. So I have a plant as my tripod, everybody. Secrets out. Flower of feeling, compassion, emotional awakening, and forgiveness. So not only is the heart awake and seeing the masculines accurately for who they are, but there is forgiveness of any of the times that it was mistaken, and emotional awakening. So this is compassion, where there's not that judgment. This is a very high priestess energy, where divine feminines, you realize that being judgmental and reactionary and controlling it doesn't look good on you. And so there is a peace coming in. The heart is awake. The eyes are wide open. The third eye is wide open. There is forgiveness and emotion and empowerment coming in. So that is super beautiful. Awesome messages for the collective. So if those resonate, or if they don't, drop in, check in with your own connection and see if you can feel the love today. Okay, so let's see what the current energies are on the conscious mind for each other, in the heart space, and in the heart space for each other. What is the manifestations the counterparts are working on in their own lives? And unconditional love. What else? Justice and walking away from anything that brings sadness. I just heard that just fell out of the deck, so I'm going to put that up top. And unconditional love has justified releasing all the mediocrity, all of the settling energy, all of the fear that true love doesn't exist or that we won't find it. We're being purified that way, I just heard. And so the bar is rising. Okay, what can we see for each of the counterparts? What are the connections up to? What are the actions the counterparts are being guided to take on whatever level? So take it how it resonates for your situation. These are the highest frequency energies I can channel for the collective. So these are like invitations. If you don't feel you're there, they are inspiration. If you do feel you're there, it's confirmation. It doesn't matter what stage of the journey you're on. These energies are general, and they relate to and are applicable to the things that you may be going through. So they are love, people, and measure things by this or above, anything you hear. So I'm also going to get how the feminines and the masculines are experiencing these energies. So in the conscious mind, there is the death card clarified by the death card. Alrighty then. So it's in the yin yang, the barrel roll. One is in the inverse, one is in the upright. That always gives me yin yang. So we are in transition. Consciously, both counterparts are seeing a transformation happening within themselves, within the connection. Love wins the day, benefit of the doubt, seeing that the love is there. How are the feminines experiencing this? Six of Cups. They're seeing that I just heard reunion is not outside of themselves. So there's this reunion energy on the heart. It's like they are seeing how resistance or assumptions or negativity is keeping the good feeling of the counterpart out of the heart. And it's up to them to have the positivity or the supportive or the love-based vibe on the heart. And that's an inside job. So the feminines are having this major transformation where it's up to them if they feel the love on their heart space. They don't need an exterior confirmation in their masculine showing up or not. They can scan the energy and feel the love regardless if there's a physical show of the love here. Love is in everything. So spoiler alert, there's love between every person on the planet. and every other person on the planet. So why would it be that these connections are the only ones where there's not love? So think about that. Unity consciousness, right, everybody? But the feminines understand this is an inside job. How are the masculines dealing with this major transition? Oh, the judgment energy in the inverse. So they haven't seen everything yet. Plug your ears, everyone. Sorry. Okay, so eyes are being opened right now. There is a transformation. So I see that it is an inside job for the feminines to have this union vibe on the heart space, and this is also opening the eyes to the masculines right now. They're starting to see that their feminine's opinion of them has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with the beauty of the feminine and how rare that is. So the masculines are beginning to see the feminine for their capacity to love and read energy and see potentials and see the best in them. And the masculines are awakening to the best in themselves. And so they are validating that the feminine can see that in them. Which is interesting because we're getting the inverse for the feminines, where the feminines don't need the external proof, and the masculines are now realizing they have internal proof as well, but also external proof of what they're becoming inside because of the way the feminines are looking at them and behaving and supporting them energetically. I heard by standing the test of time, by pointing out the beautiful things they know about their masculine. There's a lot of love going around right now, and a transformation. It's a revolution of love, I just heard. What can we see for the conscious mind for the counterparts, the tower, and all these like flimsy energies that need to be released? So something is going on in the conscious mind of each of the twins right now where there is a revolutionary energy. The feminines are realizing it's their right to feel love for the masculines, and the masculines can't rain on that parade. Okay, masculines, you're not allowed to tell the feminines they don't love you or aren't allowed to love you. Nice try, masculines. So the feminines love you no matter what little dramatic. I'm seeing masculines parading around in green tights, flitting and flotting and being all dramatic. Well, good try, masculines. Your feminine loves you. And the feminines are having this radical new acceptance that they love you. And so for the masculines, there's this radical new acceptance that you are worthy of love and that you have found someone that can see you that deeply and knows what you're about, even when you're being dramatic or spastastic or running or flailing. No matter how much you test it, your feminine still does love you. You know you want it. Divine masculines, what are the feminines thinking about? Yeah, Two of Cups, this is the love, the inside job, this revolutionary understanding that not even the opinion of the masculine need rain on that parade. What are the masculines understanding about this tower? The Empress, haha. The Empress impresses the masculines. That's what I just heard. So the masculines are impressed by the Empress. And that is rocking their world, because no matter what they throw at their divine feminine, I'm getting the robo divine feminine again. The feminines still maintain the love. They know that their masculine is not responsible for their happiness, and the feminine's gonna love you anyways. Oh my gosh, it's fun energy today, I would have to say. What can we see on the heart space? There's the yin yang again in the background of this card. There is a balance. This is usually a juggling act, the Two of Pentacles, but now we have this nurture. I'm getting that each counterpart is nurturing their inner child so they can show up in a balanced way in the dynamic. And that is on the heart space. So these are both pentacles, which means in the physical, in material realm, observable interactions, new ways of showing up, calm, at home in our skin, grounded, full of love. What is it for the feminines? Five of Pentacles in the reverse. That's my card of separation, the illusion of separation. So yes, the divine feminines are not feeling abandoned, rejected, outside the loop. Last one picked for the team. The feminines now know that their opinion of anything is what matters, and even their divine counterpart doesn't have to agree. But there's a deeper thing here, that it works together. They can see the blessing in all of it regardless of anything. It's unconditional love. And the masculines are getting devil in the reverse, the gates of matter, lord of the gates of matter. They have overcome the gates of matter, and this is comfort coming into the physical. The masculines are balancing out. They are balancing out to this love. Nothing in the physical has binding over these connections anymore. Nothing trumps it. Nothing is more powerful than the true nurture, the unconditional love, the peace that the masculines are beginning to see is conquering the devil. You know, the strength card is usually the feminine taming the lion, the beauty and the beast. And that happens when the devil is subdued. So the feminines are taming that devil beast, and the masculines are feeling like they've met their match, I'm hearing. Beautiful. What can we see on the heart space for the counterparts for each other? Joy and celebration, and the tower in the reverse here. So we just had the tower about the revolutionary ways the feminines and masculines are seeing these connections now, and the joy is coming in, the true friendship, the camaraderie, the not taking no for an answer, standing the test of time. That joyful thing, that energy is overturning the tower. It's taking the edge off these tower moments. It's bringing in the love. You know, in the past we used to be so fearful of these kinds of connections that it would be painful. Now the towers are not having pain. They're bringing joy and celebration and breakthrough and innovation. What can we see for the feminines regarding this? Page of Pentacles, kindness of self. There's a lot of self-love and forgiveness and awareness for the feminines, because in the act of loving their masculine unconditionally, they see themselves as that filled with love, and that's its own reward. What are the masculines experiencing? Six of Cups reunion. So we did get the card of Six of Cups to begin with for the feminines, this inside job, this union within, and the masculines now are really wanting to spend physical time with their feminines and see what this chemistry, what this connection is about. They want to meet up again, Lord of Pleasure. They want to experience the pleasure with their feminine like never before, I just heard. What is the manifestation that each is actively looking at in their own lives? Ooh, coming out of the original separation wound, the existential crisis, the left for dead, bleeding out, rock bottom, and bringing in the spiritual keys, the energetic truths that allow for the release of this woe is me, I am disadvantaged, victim, blame, all of that is being let go. So that's what everybody is wanting to manifest, create, is freedom. Freedom from that heaviness, the mind, the burden of the mind, coming out of that fear. That fear is the burden of the mind. So these energetic truths, the key is love. And so everybody's wanting to manifest freedom from the burden of the mind. What are the feminines dealing with that? Yeah. This is cool because the Four of Cups usually talks about some kind of past experience that isn't being let go of yet. And in a private reading today, something channeled through that not only do we let go of the heartaches and the traumas of the past, but the peak experiences too. Sometimes when we define ourselves by peak experiences and we hang on to the specialness of certain peak experiences, we think that the best isn't yet to come, and we are defined by these histories that, you know, ego wants to hang on to. But if we let go of those, we can be that as a way of life. We don't have to have a scarcity mindset about the few and far between peak experiences. We can live it, we can walk in miracles. So the feminines are releasing that scarcity, the what if it never happens again kind of energy. It would be akin to taking a breath. This is ironic because it can be a little bit, this is a deep statement, everybody. Whoa, even for me, I'm blowing my own mind by channeling this, but it's like taking a breath and not knowing if you're going to exhale, or exhaling and not knowing if you're going to have another breath. Like, you know, aside from an emergency or something, life and death, it would be like that. That's how free from having to keep record of right and wrongs we're supposed to be living. We are meant to I know we're always taught to breathe consciously, but it's like breathing unconsciously, almost taking it for granted, but depending on it as a way of life. Like the miracles, okay, I'm finally getting to it. The miracles need to be like breathing. We need to be like we are breathing in these miracles. So yeah, Four of Cups, let go of the past so that it can be just as natural as breathing. Whoa, it took me long enough to get that message. What are the masculines doing here? King of Pentacles. So their commitment readiness is sinking in. They are affirming how they are becoming more eternal and not anchoring into the cookie cutter of the world anymore. They are seeing that this connection is next level. There's unconditional love. It is calling them higher than they ever presumed possible in the mundane lives, in the previous goals they set. They want to go higher. It's blowing their previous concepts of what commitment and relationship could be out of the water. What can we see for the wishes for these connections? Teamwork. Both want to drop the guard and have teamwork. How are the feminines dealing with that? Three of Cups. They want joy. They want to experience this free flow of emotion, of collaboration, of energetic exchange. What are the masculines? Queen of Swords. Yes, they want the feminine's opinion. They want to know what you think. They want to factor in your side of the energy. They are open to hearing. They're willing to risk you cutting off their head. You divine feminines, they are becoming whole enough to not like bow down or be fear of or afraid of the risk involved with really holding counsel, really meeting you in that equal spot. This also symbolizes the fact that you have brought them out of their analytical minds and into their hearts. So you've defied logic. I'm also getting from that, you Queen of Swords, divine feminine that won't take no for an answer. You've defied logic and their heart. What did we get yesterday? The heart wants what the heart wants, and once the heart knows something, the mind doesn't stand a chance. That's the same energy again today. And this is the teamwork, that instead of being in competition, they are now in adoration. I just heard. What are the actions the masculines and feminines are taking at this time? They are working on their anxiety towards union. So this is any unfinished business, any misconceptions that need to be released because of the validity of love here, I just heard. For the feminines, King of Swords. So they're letting go of any lies that they're telling themselves. Any of those contrary thoughts that negate the love here, that would say, yes, you should bow down to the fact that someone says they don't love you or don't want the connection. You should take that personally. All the devil things. The feminines are really saying, hey, wait a second. I get to decide my worth. I get to decide my opinion of you is my opinion. My opinion of me is my opinion. And no more. They don't need to buy into the low vibrational assessments of reality anymore. What are the masculines dealing with? Five of Wands, Lord of Strife. So the masculines are seeing the other energies in their lives that are wreaking havoc, I just heard, that are causing strife, that look like angel energies, but they're devil energies. Anybody that's a hypocrite, anybody that's self-seeking, anybody that's manipulative in their lives, they're seeing even those clever foxes that tell people, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Who goes around professing that unless, those who know don't talk and those who talk don't know. So the masculines are starting to see the people in their crowd for the wolves in sheep's clothing. They're starting to see they might need some better friends. They're starting to see that their feminine is one of their best friends. They're affirming that. They're seeing that their feminine has never betrayed them. They've got their back. We have seen that in waves throughout the last few years. I've been reading this for the collective. But the masculines are really understanding, who do they have if they don't have their feminine? Like, who in their realm is as loyal, loving, trustworthy, honest, unconditionally supportive, loving that way, realist? Who else is even close? It's like pales in comparison. So what can we see for the actions. Ooh, which one are we at? Emotions, mind space, heart space. Yeah, actions that will bring the twins closer together. Oh, twin flames, hermit. So life purpose, each carrying their own torch, looking at star path of destiny, coming into alignment, shooting for these higher timelines. Why am I hearing that right now? It's like small people talk about people. I'm botching it. The next level up is talking about ideas, and then the bigger one is finding solutions, something like that. So I'm getting that the actions, everybody in these collectives are going higher and looking at even higher templates. What are the feminines doing? Page of Swords, extra learning, curiosity, seeing what's out there, seeing what the cutting edge for humanity is. This is starting to be curious about branching out further, having a bigger sphere of influence, a bigger audience for some. There's expansion coming, more abundance coming for the feminines. So there's some groundwork being laid. But this is also to align with the masculine. So we are getting out of fear about the unions, getting out of that resistance and seeing as this two in all the world that are aligned in the same way, and looking at future potentials instead of looking at what hasn't gone wrong or what couldn't go wrong. The feminines are really jumping up and over that, quantum leaping over that concept and looking at what is possible, what they can conceive of. Again, it's another cycle of focusing back in on that. Masculine's in hermit too here. So yeah, there's this telepathic 5D, even subconscious affiliation here. We got two hermits and two flames. So both are looking at destined path. Both are mirrored here, looking at and being curious about what could be possible now. What changes need to happen. For the masculines, this says Magus of the voice of light. So they're bringing light into the things they do. The hobbies, the work, the ideas. They're really looking at making energetics cool again. I'm hearing from many of them they were into certain fantasy play and different kinds of games in the past that they've been trying to outgrow. They've said they were immature or something, and so they're now starting to see that they learned a lot about energetics by going into those kinds of things like magic or those kinds of games. So divine masculines, yeah, you know a lot more than you let on, and you might have thought it was child's play, but you have learned a thing or two is what I'm hearing. So what are the biggest challenges at this time? Surrendering to the love and just opening to the truth being shown to everyone without downplaying or resistance or whatnot. The feminines, here's the 10 of Swords. So releasing all of the things, like there's still this doubting energy that is being released. So if it's coming up for you, if you have doubts, thank it for being there, because if you're not conscious of that, you're like, I don't know what's wrong. But if you can see it, then it is there to be released. Ask it what it needs to be dismissed now from your consciousness, and that can include seeing a more loving thing, or seeing a root cause, or just deciding that's too boring for you. You don't want to experience that loop anymore. You're ready to have something easier come in, something more grace-filled, something more streamlined, flowing. The 10 of Swords does reduce to the Ace of Swords. So this is also signs and synchronicities. So if you don't know how to release this stuff, ask the universe to show you, like dare it to show you a way, a sign. Don't forget to ask divine feminines and divine masculines, Ace of Pentacles. So surrendering to knowing when, where, what, how this new beginning, new cycle can come in. So there's an offer, there's a new abundant path opening up for you masculines. And so yes, this love is okay, and yes, validating it is one thing, but there's still that, oh, I heard breadwinner paradigm, where the masculines definitely want to have more financial abundance. They know it's connected with the feminine, but they don't know quite how it ties in. So I'm hearing that's the challenge for the masculines. What is the solution for the collective? Bravely going forward towards your bliss, towards your passions, towards the things that energize you and make you feel alive. How are the feminines looking at this? Two of Swords. So there are things in your reality, divine feminines, that you are learning don't hold power over you. This is about dropping into your own opinion. There might be so many opinions around you, and over the last while, days, months, weeks, years, you've been looking at the opportunities to see everyone else's opinions and then to drop into your heart to find yours. So keep doing that, because you are not only going to just be choosing between somebody else's size of shoe and your own, but you're also going to be starting to show and teach others how to do the same, how to find the shoe that fits them and not have to have one size fits all. What are the masculines dealing with following their passions? Seven of Swords, Lord of unstable effort in the reverse. So you've been farmed for your energy, masculines. You've been enslaved. You've been giving away your power. You've been workhorses. You've been objectified. No more. This is no more do you have to give in to things that are unstable, that your heart isn't in. This is now 100% you get to live your life the way that you deem is your passion, your greatest magnetic pull. Just follow your bliss. That's all you need to do. Set it as your secret mission and stop giving in to things that your heart's not in, because they won't be successful. They will always be mediocre. You will always just scrape by. It will always be hard. If that's what you feel when you're contributing and going into it, it will always get that. It will never get easier. You will never get to the finish line with that. So it is time to take your empowerment, and it doesn't matter how foolish or little or basic it seems, you are now meant to go towards your dreams. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's get one last card for the feminines. Storage, time, release, and focused force with subconscious awareness, Akashic information, and cellular light. Bioluminescence, self-illumination, and simplicity. The simple truth is you love. You are love. Be love. Let it unfold naturally. And then one fell on the masculines from the feminine's energy here. Peace, healing, gentleness, non-judgment. Don't judge your masculine. Focus on yourself. Keep it simple. Love what you are within. You magnetize externally, and just trust. If you love yourself and you still feel a viable connection from your first person with your masculine, trust that. Love knows. What is the masculine advice here? Light body activator, luminosity, empowerment, and forward motion. Take your power back, masculines. This is your life alone. Go forward bravely and towards your bliss on your terms. It might be a little bit of hard work, but you know what you need to release. Just stay on it. Just stay focused with believing you're allowed. This life is up to you. Only you can carry your karma. Only you are strapped with it. So don't say yes to things you don't mean. Live authentically. Get going. Kick in the butt. Bye for now.